Hello and welcome to the JBrowse YouTube channel. This video is a user tutorial that will walk you through how to use plugins in JBrowse 2 and will provide some more specific information on navigating pluggable elements provided by the GDC Data Resource plugin. This tutorial is also available on the JBrowse website as a written tutorial. Relevant links for all resources addressed in this video are provided in the description. Whitelisted plugins can be installed via the JBrowse user interface using the plugin store. In JBrowse web or desktop, navigate using the top menu bar to Tools, then Plugin Store. The storefront will show you all available plugins, some details, and provide a button for one-click install. If we wanted to install the GDC plugin, we can click the Install button, and then our JBrowse session installs the GDC plugin. We can see our installed plugins in this interface here. Another way to install plugins is using the configuration file. Plugins can be populated under the plugins property of the configuration file and must be provided with their name and URL. These features can usually be found in the README of the corresponding plugins repository on GitHub. You may want to install a plugin via the configuration file if it is a plugin you know you or your users will always be using, or if that plugin requires you manually configure your JBrowse session with its exported tracks, adapters, or other pluggable elements. The UCSC plugin, for example, requires that you add a track with its custom adapter type directly to your configuration file to use. Plugins installed via the configuration file are also viewable in the plugin store interface as locked, uninstallable plugins. To demonstrate the variety of functionalities a plugin can provide a JBrowse session, we're going to look at the Genomic Data Commons plugin. The GDC plugin provides JBrowse with new widgets, data adapters, and track types to enhance a session with its genomic annotations. The GDC plugin provides a widget by which a user can add a new track of the type GDC track, which connects JBrowse to the corresponding data stores and further provides an option on the track to filter that data. Filtering the data on a track of type GDC track can be accessed by clicking on the track menu and selecting the new filter option. This opens a widget by which you can apply filters to the track, much like you can on the GDC website. There are also options to view either gene or mutation data, or to apply color filters that correspond to the properties on the features. Circling back to the data import panel. Here, users have multiple options for importing data from the GDC into a JBrowse session. You can provide a UUID or URL to retrieve a corresponding file, or restart an Explore session from the GDC within JBrowse. Or, if a file has been downloaded from the GDC locally, users can drag it into the field and populate the files that way. The GDC plugin also permits users to use the classic add track workflow to populate GDC originating files. All data adapters that the GDC plugin supplies are added to the list of available JBrowse adapters and are denoted as such in the list. The GDC plugin also utilizes JBrowse's integrated authentication system by adding its own authentication type and prompting the user to provide a GDC token if they attempt to access an authenticated file. We've reviewed how to access and install plugins and took a look at an exemplar plugin that makes use of several pluggable elements available through JBrowse. When considering plugins that may be useful to your workflows, make sure to read the corresponding documentation to observe what kind of pluggable elements, such as new widgets, data adapters, and authentication systems, are available to you. Whether you're a user or a developer, it's important to keep in mind the variety of toolsets that JBrowse permits plugins to expand upon, such that you're taking full advantage of what's available. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about plugins or JBrowse in general, please reach out to the development team through Gitter, GitHub discussions, or via email in the links provided below.